If it is or if it ain't, it's gonna come out. Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you are listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is December the 15th, 2022, and today the topic is Naked Noise Stir Up Thorns. Woo! Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. I hope that you all had a great day yesterday. Mine was just fine. For the record, your girl is recording on time, which is early, so to God be the glory for that, you know. Hey, can we give it up for that, y'all? It's not after 6, right? So yeah, it's God be the glory for that. My yesterday just pretty much, you know, your girl's hustling in the streets. That's what was going on. Shout out to everybody that, you know, tipped your girl and whatnot, you know. Being out there doing the Uber Eats and everything like that. It was very chilly, and it was kind of drizzling throughout the whole day, but you know, it's God be the glory for all things. Everything, you know, worked together, and that's what my day looked like for the most part. After that, I came back home and had a chat with Mr. Brent of Romantic Blessings. Not Romantic Blessings. Goodness gracious, I'm getting my sponsors discombobulated. No, with Marriage Reignited, y'all. Marriage Reignited. And they actually have a 50% off sale going on right now on the products, on the video and the combo of the book and video. So yeah, married couples, single couples, married couples, separated couples, or engaged couples. This might be a program for you to reignite the flame, or make sure the flame does not dwindle, you know. So check out Marriage Reignited. I'm sharing my codes at the bottom of the screen, but the code to use for the 50% off is Christmas Miracle 2022. So Christmas Miracle 2022. Just go to marriagereignited.com. So anywho, yeah, that's what my day looked like yesterday and everything like that. I don't think there's anything else to report about that. So let's get into this chit chat, man. I know this may sound random to y'all. Naked noise stir up thorns. Well, this comes from, or the inspiration for today's topic comes from none other than the times that I was waking up. Again, I know, right? First of all, can I just say, like, y'all, if you have not downloaded the Strong's Concordance app, it's free. Go download it, because I feel like based on this, I can strongly stand up here and say that the Lord is speaking to us. And especially if you're the type of person that wake up at random times and you're like, man, why am I up? You know, can't sleep at night and wonder why. Maybe God is trying to tell you something. I see that in real life. I'm seeing that the more I do this and the more I'm studying and then the more I'm using these resources, I am seeing that, you know, perhaps the Lord has been trying to speak to me this whole time. You know, with all the different times that I wake up and all things like that. Now, yes, looking up the times and just kind of Googling verses since around the time that I wake up was insightful. But the Strong's Concordance is taking it to a whole nother level. So, you know, I'm not sponsored by no Strong's or nothing. I'm just letting y'all know that it's a resource available. I didn't find out about it until this year, actually until the end of this year. So shout out to, actually, let me go ahead and shout out my guest for tomorrow on the talk show. Is this lady named Dana Ray. I followed her on YouTube ever since, like, I want to say after my anniversary is when I came across her. At least when I first really watched one of her videos. And I invited her to be on the show. She came on. since then, I've tuned into a few more of her videos and whatnot and got encouraged and inspired. And I noticed that she mentioned Strong's Concordance. I went deeper on my own and looked it up and found an app. And yeah, and ever since I've been, looking up the numbers, right? Looking up the times that I wake up, in that has led me to some very interesting revelations. And so that's where, so this morning, basically, well, last night I got up around 11:30 because husband peeked in or whatever, peeked in on me while I was asleep. And then this morning I woke up at like 3:29. So yeah. I mean, I looked up the Bible verses centered around that, but when I went to the Strongs, that's what led me to this. So as I looked up each time, basically, with the numbers, if you look in the Strong's Concordance, the numbers will bring up like two, usually it'll bring up like two different references. And so I usually kind of look at them in order. And it was crazy to me. And I was writing down what I was seeing. And by the time it got to stir up, I was like, wait a minute. This sounds like a sentence, okay? So, naked noise stir up thorns. And then I went deeper. I started looking up definitions and verses and everything like that. And, hey, we're going to see what the Lord has to say through me today. But the title alone blows my mind. But let's go deeper and see what the Lord has to say. So as I started to look up the definition of naked, I think everybody knows, like, without clothes, right? But then the other definition of naked led me to the word blanketed. And it was saying like a exposed, or like something that was exposed or blanketed, right? And so I looked up the word blanketed, and this was the definition I came across, y'all. It says, of bad behavior done openly and unashamedly, completely lacking in subtlety, very obvious. So I was like, okay, very obvious. Okay, something that's open, very obvious. Got it, right? So then I looked up the definition of noise. And it said a sound, especially one that is loud or unpleasant, or that causes disturbance. So I'm like, okay, so a very obvious, disturbance, basically. Okay, gotcha, So then I looked up stir up. And I think that's where I started to be like, oh, Lord, you're going to take me out of here. Stir up says, cause or provoke trouble or bad feeling. I said, okay. So you saying a very obvious, unpleasant disturbance that is causing or provoking trouble or bad feelings. I said, okay. And then, we know what thorns means. A thorn is like a thorny bush, X, Y, and Z. Now, that's already a word if you really think about it. Like, because obviously it reminds me of the verses talking about like the clanging cymbals. I mean, there's plenty of verses centered around thorns, honestly. And that was the funny thing too that I thought about as I was looking and writing these verses down, that in this instance was the only time that thorns was producing fruit, because majority of the verses that I got was from when I looked up thorns, which was very interesting. This is the only instance that a thorn will produce fruit, right? But yeah, let's go deeper, y'all, and see what these verses had to say. So these are the verses that I came across this morning, looking up thorns and the ladder, right? Everything I just read, right? So here we go. Matthew 13:7, it says, other seeds fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked them. Okay. We already started off with something, but let's keep going real quick. All right. So then Matthew 13:22, it says, as for what was sown among thorns, this is the one who hears the word, but cares of the world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word and proves unfruitful. Okay. All right. So, unfortunately, I don't fully remember the dream that I was having last night, or what I was waking up to this morning. But the main thing I remember is something, I feel like, I don't know if the Lord was telling me this or whatever the case is, or showing me this or whatever the case is. And I know it's controversial because, you know, people think what they want to think. But what I was receiving this morning through a dream was that, like, these people that have millions have, like, basically coerced with the devil to get that. Now, I ain't gonna say, like, every person did. I'm just saying what came to me this morning in a dream, okay? And then to wake up this morning, and then I listened to the prayer meditation. I did all of that, you know. My mind wasn't necessarily on none of this. And then I started to look up, you know, everything that I've shared with you all this morning. I looked up what I woke up, you know, the times that I woke up and everything. And I'm just really, so if we just think about those two verses I already read, right? It's talking about how thorns, they you know, they choke the word, basically, you know. And if I think about this phrase, naked noise, stir up thorns, to me, what I'm receiving is these blatant, I'll just say people, right, that are just speaking noise, right? And it may not even be biblical. Just these type of people are choking the word. That's what I'm stirring up those other people. You know what? I'm gonna go, Lord. Stirring up those other people that are ultimately choking the word of God. Okay. I don't know if that means anything to y'all. But to me, it's very interesting, to say the least. All right, so I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep giving you Bible. All right. So then Matthew 7:16 through 20, it says, "You will recognize them." You know what? I'm gonna go. Hold on. What? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I need a minute. Can I just again say for the record that your girl, the only thing I write down in the morning is Bible verses. Okay? That's all. So everything else y'all get is just strictly off of whatever. I be praying that the Lord speak through me, right? And so for that breakdown a moment ago, to go to people was not a miracle thing. Can I just, for the record, say that? Okay. So then, and the fact that got said right before I'm about to read this verse right here is blowing my mind. But anyway, I'm about to go ahead and read it. Y'all got to stop playing with the word of God. Oh my goodness. All right. So Matthew 7:16 through 20, it says, "You will recognize them by their fruits. Are grapes gathered from thorn bushes, or figs from thistles? So every healthy tree bears good fruit, but the diseased tree bears bad fruit. A healthy tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor can a diseased tree bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus you will recognize them by their fruits." Naked noise stirs up thorns. All right, y'all. All right. I'm just gonna read another verse here. I'm gonna read another verse. So then, Amos 5:23, it says, "Take away from me the noise of your songs. To the melody of your harps, I will not listen." The Lord said he ain't listening to y'all. So this makes me think about, like, the wolves in sheep clothing. This makes me think about the people that are proclaiming to be believers and not. Y'all are stirring up thorns and y'all are choking the word of God is what I'm receiving on today. And he ain't listening to none of that. Ooh, Lord, help me. Okay. 1 Corinthians 13:1-13, it says, "If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am a noisy gong or clanging cymbal. And if I have prophetic powers and have faith so as to remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give away all I have, and if I deliver up my body to be burned, but have not love, I gain nothing. Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not, it is not, I can't tell what I wrote, y'all. I'm sorry. It is not something imitable or something like that. Y'all can read it for yourself, okay? It is not that or resentful. So, yeah. We gotta put the mirror up to ourselves this morning and see if we are the naked noise that is stirring up thorns. Or are you, the word of, the word of God that is bearing fruit? Like, which one are you, friend? Look, which side are you on, right? I'm looking at myself today. I hope and pray that I'm bearing some fruit. You know what I'm saying? I hope and pray that my, again, words are lining up with the action and stuff. Of course, I still debate every now and then on certain choices and things that I make and everything like that. Am I doing enough? Can I do more? And everything like that. I hope that y'all receive something today, because that's the juice, y'all. This is the juice. As for the Go Deeper section, I think the Go Deeper section will give you a glimpse of where we started when it comes to this. I mean, it gives you, a glimpse at Adam and Eve and, basically the curse that was put on them once they made the choice that they made. And then, the rest of it should give you a glimpse of where you should be, as a follower of Christ, Well, yeah, that's the juice, y'all. That's the juice. I don't think I got any more to add to that, because I just, I think I'm just letting it all soak in myself, and so I hope that you all do that as well. So, anywho, the Bible verse of today is Daniel 12:3. It says, "And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and that they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye.
Hello, charmers. Visit ttcboutique.com for the latest in fashion and accessories. Twice the Charm, the source of women clothing.